Hello guys, this is Nikhil Roby Coleman. I'm with Tempo Finances, and on this channel, we teach you guys how to eliminate debt. I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for being here today to be able to teach you the lesson that I'm about to teach you today. Today, we're going to talk about one of my clients that was able to pay off their car, an existing car loan that they was in before they got with me. I'm going to talk about today how this client was able to pay off their auto loan within a timely manner, beating the loan statement that they initially got into from the very beginning. So let's get into the video. This client income was $4,721. Their expenses was $2,266, which made their cash flow $2,455. Now remember, and keep in mind, for this plan to work with a line of credit, you must have more income than expenses. This plan does not work if your expenses outweighs your income. Always keep that in mind. The only way this plan truly works for you, only if your income is more than your expenses. So this client had a cash flow of $2,455, which is great. Initially, they thought that they was drowning in financial problems, but they really wasn't. So for this situation, I was able to help my client and to let them know that they actually are in a better position than they think they are. And this was a blessing because this was the only true debt that they had hanging over their head as far as a debt. They had one loan, and this is the only loan that this client truly had. So that was a blessing in itself. But to my client, they felt like they was getting smashed because they was paying their debts they was paying their monthly payment every month, but they didn't feel no improvement. And so I sat my client down and explained why they're not seeing no improvement. You know, the real reason why they're not seeing no improvement is because they're on an amortized schedule. So I was able to let them know how to defeat this problem. So their debt was a car, and their car was $40,605.59. They had an interest rate of 8.5%, which came up to a monthly payment. I rounded up for just, I like to round up, that's my preference. And the payment was $644 per month on an amortized schedule. And the term, which is the life of the loan, remember, loans have terms to it. It has a life to it. So the term on that loan was 84 months, which is 7 years. Automatically, you know something is up. If it takes you 7 years to pay off a $40,000 car, we already screaming red flags coming out the gate. 7 years to pay off a $40,000 car, we're already screaming red flags. So to attack this debt, we're going to use what we call a personal line of credit, AKA a debt weapon, AKA a sword, something that kills debt. This is a debt eliminator. This debt eliminator weapon is a personal line of credit. So I told my client to go in to the local credit union around their area, and she was able to she and her spouse were able to get a $10,000 line of credit, right? for a 12.25% interest rate. And their credit score was a 620, a 620 credit score. Remember, with a line of credit, a 600 or better credit score is what you need to get approved for a line of credit. You need a 600 credit score plus employment, because you're gonna have to show some type of employment to be approved for a line of credit. But normally, I tell my clients 600 credit score or better. I had one client that got it with a 570. That was a blessing on their end. So, moving along. So we use this line of credit to attack this $40,000 debt. So here I have the process of how this line of credit is going to work for my client. Well, it's already have worked for my client. Ain't no need to say that it will work. It doesn't already work. So this is what you got to understand with a line of credit. We have the $10,000, right? Correct? So the first thing we do, once we get approved for this $10,000 line of credit, once we get approved for it, the first thing we do, we call up our I guess car dealership or the bank. You might have the loan through a bank. So you're gonna call up the bank and you tell the bank, hey, I want to put a payment towards the principal of my loan for my towards the principal of my auto loan. So that's what you tell your lender, whoever your lender is, if it's the car dealership or if it's the bank. You call them and you tell them, hey, I want to put $10,000 towards the principal of my loan. Okay. Mind you, in this case, every time this client put a $10,000 payment towards their loan, they skipped 2 years. They skipped just about 2 years. They couldn't believe it. So I'm gonna explain to you how I went. So if you looked at my videos before these videos, I was trying to tell you guys that this is not traditional banking. So don't come on this video thinking like a traditional banker. This is tempo banking, or some people call it velocity banking. This is tempo banking. It's fast. Sorry about that. This is fast. This is fast. We get rid of your debts quickly. So don't think like an average person. Don't think like a regular person that does traditional banking. This ain't it. This is not a credit card. This ain't it. This is a line of credit. I want to get your mind into that. So, first thing first. Now you have got approved for the $10,000 line of credit. So the first thing you do, right? The first thing you do is, like I said, you call your local or your local lender or your bank, whoever they are. Call them, tell them, I want to put $10,000 towards the principal of my auto loan. After you do that, your $10,000 on your line of credit is filled. Now it's time to pay it down in order to use it again. And this is how you do it. First thing first, your income, right? If you look at my older videos, before this video, you'll know what I'm talking about. First thing first, what you would do is you will put your income inside of the line of credit. So now it'll bring that $10,000 now you have paid it down to $5,279, right? So you put your first month, it's the first month of paying down the $10,000. You put your first month income in, boom. After that, it'll go down to $5,279, right? And then after that, you still gotta pay for your expenses. So your expenses, and this car payment is inside the expenses, just to let you know. So now, you pay your expenses for the month. For month number one, you pay your expenses, right? Boom, you pay your expenses, right? Everything that you got going on. You pay all your expenses. Light bill, water bill, utilities, all that good stuff, food, everything. Everything is packed inside those expenses. You pay your expenses with that same line of credit, with that same card. You're gonna get a card. They're gonna give you a card. They're gonna give you a card. And you can use it for a debit card and you can use it as a credit card. You can use it either or. It's up to you. Boom. So you use that same card, right? Now, when you pay for all your expenses, it's gonna rise back up. But it's not going to 10,000 though. But it's gonna rise back up a little bit. It's gonna rise back up. Now you're at $7,545. That's the balance on the line of credit, right? Now, you gotta pay your interest. But how about this? How about every time when you put your income every time you put your income into the line of credit, it already fulfills the interest. I'm just doing the interest for this video. I calculated the interest for you guys for this video. But every time you put your income in, the interest is already satisfied. But anyways, for this video's sake, your interest payment for this month, for month number one, was only $64.55. This is your interest payment on a monthly basis with your loan, $644. So we already doing great. Boom, month number two. Month number two, you put your income in, right? Boom, put income in. Now you subtract income from the balance. Now your balance is down to $2,888.55 for month two, right? Now, for month number two, you gotta pay your expenses, right? You gotta pay everything. Your rent, you gotta pay your light bill, utilities, all that good stuff, phone bill, all that's packed inside this expenses for month number two. You put that inside of the line of credit. Now it comes back up a little bit. Now you're at $5,154.55. For month number two, your interest payment is $40.49. Beautiful. Now we're at $5,195.04. That's for month number two. Now let's recap real quick. After 2 months, you done went from 10,000 all the way down to 5,000 in 2 months. You done already paid this down in 2 months. 2 months. You haven't, I didn't tell you to get another job. I didn't tell you to change your lifestyle. I didn't tell you to do any of those things. And look at, you already down half after 2 months of paying a $10,000 chunk, right? A $10,000 chunk towards your car payment. Towards your car debt, your car loan. Okay, now we're here. Month number three. You put your income in. Your income is obviously $4,721. Minus that, now your balance, look where your balance at now. Your balance is at $474.04. Come on. Now, look, now you gotta pay for your expenses for month number three, right? Income for month number three, expenses for month number three. Every time you get income, you have to pay your expenses. It's just like what you're doing today. When you was doing that traditional banking, you was doing the same thing. Every time you got your check, you had to pay your rent, you had to pay bills, right? But instead of doing it the traditional way, we're doing it with Tempo Banking. Tempo Banking. So now, month number 3, you had to pay your expenses. So now you add the expenses to your balance. That brings it up to $2,740.04. Now you gotta put your interest, right? Sorry. This is your interest for month number 3. This is your interest. $16.18 for month number 3 for your interest. Now we're moving into the 4th month. The $10,000 is paid off. $10,000 is paid off, and you pay interest and everything. So this is my favorite part. I get goosebumps for this. After I encourage my clients, once you get to this part right here, once you get to this part right here, go ahead and make another call, right? Make another call to the dealership or to the bank and tell them, hey, put another $10,000 or whatever's left of this, which is, it should be around like 8,000 some odd dollars. So when you get to this point, you put as much as you can put back on towards the principal of the debt of the loan. Attack the principal. We're attacking principal with these debts. We're attacking the principal with these debts, which is AKA loans. We're attacking straight principal. Every time my client made a $10,000 chunk towards her principal on her loan, whoever you want to call it, they literally skipped 2 years on the time that they was supposed to pay off the loan from the original time frame, which is like beautiful. When they first got into this situation, they thought they was going to have to pay for 7 years worth of, they thought they was going to pay 7 years worth of payments, right? No, that's not the case. So as soon as you get to this point, you call that dealership, tell them, hey, put another $10,000 towards the principal of my loan, and you're going to skip a lot more payments. Download your Carl's Mortgage Calculator if you think I'm lying. This is no lie. This is all truth. You can download any type of mortgage calculator, put in those numbers, and you will get the same numbers that I have up here on this board. You will get the same numbers, and you can look at the whole payment schedule. With the Carl's Mortgage Calculator, you can look at the payment schedule, payment for payment. You can look at the sum of the whole loan. You can look at everything with a Carl's Mortgage Calculator. So download the Carl's Mortgage Calculator, and you're gonna see what I'm talking about when I say you're skipping payments. When you pay on the principal of the loan, you're skipping the payments. Does that mean you stop paying? Does that mean you stop paying your payment on the car? No, you keep paying. You keep paying for that. You keep paying for that until you pay off the car, right? You pay for that till you pay off the car. You don't stop paying the payments. You still keep paying the payments, but it's already built in. You have to see it. It's already built in. It's already built in. It's okay. Don't panic. It's okay. Because guess what? Your payoff with this client, the payoff was 16 months, 16.89 months, which is equivalent to 1 year and 4 months, with a $10,000 line of credit at a 12.25 interest rate. So if you want to understand this fully, you gotta look at the older videos that I had before this video. You have to look at this video to understand that this interest rate beats this interest rate. A line of credit interest rate beats a loan interest rate. Why? Because a line of credit interest rate is simple interest. This is simple interest. And if you notice, your interest payment get lower and lower and lower and lower as you take the process on. It get lower and lower and lower. And it don't get higher. It don't spike back up. Right? So what my client did, when they got to this point, what my client did, she called me. Mr. Roby, what do a lot of people call me NRC, a lot of people call me Roby by my last name. So, but she called me, Mr. Roby, what do I do? I'm at the end. It's been 4 months. So guess what I told her? Every 4 months, you make a chunk payment because this is the only loan that you have. So every 4 months, you make a chunk payment towards the principal of your car, right? And that's what they did. So when they did that, right, they just did it all over again. They just did it all over. And then they was like, what if something pop up? What if something happen? I said, it's okay. You have room. You have plenty of room. It's at 10,000. These numbers ain't touching 10,000. So you have room. So if something pop up, just use your line of credit. Swipe the card. Use your line of credit and just add it. Just add it to whatever that you have going on. But just whatever you do, don't stop putting your income in and don't stop taking the income out to pay your expenses. Put your income in, take your expenses out. And the payoff was 16.89 months, equivalent to one year and 4 months. Now, I'm gonna give you the comparison. The total, if they would have just went with this part right here, if they just would have went with the loan, they would have paid a total of $13,410 and 60 cents. Sorry, 60 cents. If they would have just went along with the loan, went out with the whole 84 months, the whole 7 years. If they would have just went out and never even got a line of credit, that's what they would have paid in total interest for this loan. And the total payment they would have paid for this for the car, right? They would have paid $54,016.19 for a $40,000 car. This is a Benz. This is a used Benz, E-Class. I don't know. This is a Benz. $54,016.19 for a $40,000 car. And to be honest, I don't even know what car they have. And quite honestly, it's none of my business. I'm just trying to help them get out of their debt. That's my only situation. I don't care what car you have. I don't care what situation you in. I don't care. Give me numbers. Give me your situation. Let me look at your situation, and I will find a way to get you to being debt free. And when you become debt free, that's when you can truly save money. After that. So this person paid an extra $13,410.60. Now, with the line of credit, they only paid $862.06. They saved, my client saved $12,548.54. Wow. You really gotta say wow. Because now, do you know what a hardworking American can do with an extra $12,548.54? And I'm gonna just round up, I'm gonna just say $13,000. Do you know what an American can do? A hardworking American that work and bust their back, what they can do with an extra $13,000? Do you truly know? and I know y'all saying in this video, yes, I know, because I need the money. Right, and that's what I'm here for. I'm here to save you money. I'm saving you money through your interest that you're paying. You're being robbed. You're being bamboozled. You're being suckered into these loans. And this is what you're missing out on. You're missing out on an extra $13,000 to put in your pocket. That's why I'm here today, to wake you up. Trust me, the reason why I know, because I done been there already. I've been there already. Not no more, but I've been there already. That's why I can feel your pain. I feel your struggle. Do you want to pay this, or do you want to pay that in interest? Your choice. I'm going to get my clients to pay this in interest. I'm not going to get my clients to pay that in interest. I'm going to get them out of this loan. And if you're already in an existing loan, then I can't per se protect you from, getting out of it. But what I can do, I can save you interest moving forward. I can save you interest. I am cavalry. I can help you. I am the help. I'm helping you. I'm helping you. God says use your gifts. And this is my gift. This is the talent that God gave me. So I must use it. And I want to use it on the people because I care about you. I care about your financial situation because I was in your position before, had lots of money, had lots of opportunity, had lots of situations that I could have been I could have put myself in a better situation. But if I would have knew the things that I knew at that time, I was so young. If I would have knew what I knew now at that time, I'll be in a 30 times further of where I am today. This is the meat and potatoes. My client, instead of 7 years, my client paid off their car in 1 year. Not even 1 year and a half, 1 year in a few months. One. So let's go, let's wake up, right? Look at this video. Replay this video to understand what's going on in this video. Look at the videos from before this video so you can get a synopsis of how this tool works. This tool is powerful. Stop living that fake lifestyle that you so-called trying to live right now. Wake up, right? Wake up, understand your numbers. Understand your numbers. Know what your expenses are. Know what your income is. Know what your cash flow is. Know what your debts are. See what you got going on in your life. Stop trying to live like everybody else. Be you. If you want to be the best you, know your situation. Stop trying to live this fake lifestyle. That's the problem with this generation today. Everybody want to live this fake lifestyle. You're not who you think you are. Everybody's out here facing things that they're going through. Everybody out here trying to get over the hump and try to get to the next level. But you're not going to do it by being in debt and then lying to the people saying, I'm saving up, I'm stacking my money, I'm stacking my bread. You ain't stacking nothing. You're in debt and you need help and you don't have no answers to get out of it. That's the truth. Stop being a statistic. Stop being one of those ones that's out here sleepwalking. You're literally sleepwalking. You're tied up to all these loans, right? You're tied up to all these loans. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on with your situation. You're lost. It's time to wake up. It's time to lock in. Right? So, with that being said, right, if you want more help, if you want to schedule a call, go to my website, www.tempofinances.org, schedule a call, get with us, let us help you, let us figure out your situation together, because at the end of the day, we need your cooperation in order for us to help you. We give advice and solutions, right? We give advice and solutions, but you have to put into actions. In order to be great at anything that you want to do, everything that you want to do, you got to put in action. You have to step up to the plate. You have to be responsible and hold yourself accountable. Something that this generation knows nothing about. So tap in, lock in, do what you need to do. Stop walking around here thinking that you got it all put together. Stop walking around here as if there's some magic wand or somebody that you can just hit your situation and things are just gonna appear. That's not the case. This is real life. And the reason why I can speak on this, because I was poor. I grew up in the slums of South Florida. I know about being poor. I know about my mom working three jobs just to keep me and my little sister afloat. I see my daddy bust his back for me. I seen my mama bust her back for me. My mama died doing her best that she can do to make sure somebody like me can make the right decisions to help other folks. I'm from that bottom. I'm from that mud for real. So I know about struggle. I know about being embarrassed. I know about being humiliated in front of thousands of people. I know about that. I know about feeling humiliated. I know that feeling. I know what being poor like. I know what it smells like. It's just a different atmosphere, a different energy. And I don't like it. And I never want to go back to it. And this right here, this solution to attack debt, I wish I could have helped my mom or my parents to educate them on what I know about today to help them. But they're not here for me to explain or to even reach out an olive branch to them. So I'm getting on to you guys. I'm talking to you guys. I'm talking to the world. And I'm letting y'all know that y'all need to lock in and that y'all need to step up to the plate, to your situation, and really get an understanding on what's going on with yourself and your situation. That's all the time that I have today. Stay blessed. Keep looking at the videos. Like I said, go to my website, www.tempofinance.org. Schedule a call if you need us. We are here for you. Have a very, very, very blessed day.